Can we just cut to the chase here? Relationships are hard.
Relationships are hard.
Relationships are hard. Even the very best of friends, there are going to be misunderstandings. There's woundedness, especially the longer you're in relationship with people. But I would say, too, even in new friendships, there's a lot of potential for...
Oh, yeah. I'm such an awkward new friend, you know? I don't know how much to give.
I do know, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've shared this with you all before, but in that vein, well, since I moved back to Phoenix, I mean, I hadn't lived in Phoenix in like 15 years. Mm-hmm. And so even though it was coming home, it was not home, and I didn't have a community really. And I remember making individual friends and it feeling a bit like dating in the beginning, like the getting to know each other and kind of like an anticipation, but also a frustration of like, when is it gonna be easy?
Yes.
When
is it gonna be awkward anymore?
Even like logistically, like, is there a good time to call? Is she a text person? Like, feels like we're, And I remember specifically a new friend who's a very dear friend now, and we'd spent some time together and seemed like a good fit. And I had a long drive in the car and I was just feeling kind of down about something. And I just called her just to talk. And I wouldn't say it was a test, but I was testing the waters. Like, I'm going to share a little part of my heart that's a bit more vulnerable and see how the response is. See if I feel safe. See if she receives me. And she was such a gift in that moment. Like, and I tell her this all the time, that I think she has a charism for wisdom. Like, when I need to know what to do, I call this friend. Wow. She sees things in a totally different way than I see them or think about them. But I had to learn that over time. And so I just want to encourage you, first things first, that relationships take time. There's a priest who wrote the words of Jesus to him in prayer. He said, the Lord said to him, time is the currency of friendship. And that is the truth. That is true about relationships. Time is the currency of friendship.
I actually called Jenna once and I'm like, this isn't work related at all. I just like, this is off the record.
Yeah.
I was like, hey Jenna, here's the situation. I'm having like friction with someone and like, can you just tell me if it's me? Like, be brutally honest with me because I think it's not me, but I'm not perfect. Like, so this is the situation. This is my feelings towards it. And she was just so good to me, like hearing me out. And like, I need friends that I know I can call and will be honest with me. Like, I don't need you to tell me like, no, it's just them, ditch them. Like, they don't know how to love you. And I'm like, okay, like this is great, because she was able to say like, okay, Steph, I totally hear you. But like, this is probably why this is upsetting you, or this is why you don't feel received well. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Because again, when something's not going well, I'm like, okay, get rid of it. It wasn't a good fit. Got to move on. But if there's an opportunity for me to grow, I can go to someone and say, hey, like, where am I wrong in this? So I can like make sure I've given all I can to this situation, instead of just saying, wasn't a good fit, try again next time.
The difference is really a posture of humility. That's beautiful to say, like, what's my part in this, without taking on all of the blame or all of the responsibility. But I do think this is one of the great gifts of godly friendship, is that I'm not looking for someone who's just on my side. I'm not looking for someone who's just blindly going to tell me they're the worst. I remember hearing years and years and years ago, now this isn't about friendship, this is about marriage, but he was saying that he and his wife essentially share with one another the number of people, the name of the people that they trust to share about their marriage. Because they want people that their spouse knows is on their team as a couple. That even in the worst of times, these people are going to hear them and love their spouse, but point them back to the sacrament. But say, like, let's fight for your marriage.
Yes. It's not like a gossip session.
Yes.
It's not like a blame game. It's just like, okay, how are we going to get you back on course.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Somebody who's wise and balanced. And that goes for us too. That's the kind, those are the kinds of friends that we want to be as well.
Yeah. I remember I'm thinking about like my relationship with my best friend who lives nowhere near me, and I'm like annoyed about it. Whatever. She knows I'm annoyed about it. But like her and I had like she's probably watching this too. Her and I, there was a time in our friendship where it was not as good. And I was tempted to believe like, oh, this friendship has run its course. Oh. Like that's it. It's time for, to move on. It served its purpose in its season. But going back to your point, I was like, how much time am I willing to like put into this to see if it's not over, if it hasn't run its course? And, there was one time where her and I talked and I said, this is what I've been feeling. This is how I'm experiencing our friendship right now in this season. And because I did that, she agreed to talking to me. So it wasn't like I figured everything out and I was going to sit her down. Like, she's like, yeah, we should probably talk. And so I was like, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. And in the same way, she was able to say to me, like, I needed you as a friend and I didn't know you were mad at me. And I'm like, well, I didn't know you were mad or not mad at me, but I thought you were mad at me. And just this way that we were able to kind of come together and say, like, ultimately we want the very best for each other. Ultimately we know that we're going to go to each other for prayer and for support, and our husbands are going to go to each other. And like we have this foundation that it's not just like worth throwing away and saying like, it didn't work out, but like that it's worth fighting for.
Yes.
And I know that does take discernment to say like, Lord, is this one worth fighting for, or has it truly ran its course? Because there are plenty of friendships in my life that have ran their course, and those I've kind of let go. But it was just so healthy, as scary as it was to say this is how I felt and vulnerable. She did the same for me because I needed it. Again, I'm not perfect, and I know I need to grow in so many areas. And so we're each other's kids, godparents. Like, we just have this friendship where we know, like, she like was teasing me about how much coffee I drink, and I'm like, I sent her a message yesterday. I'm like, who sent you? Like, who told you to come tell me this? And she said, the Lord. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that you care about me in like all aspects of my life. Obviously that does take discernment, but like I know that in times of conflict, obviously we go to prayer first and ask the Lord how to help us navigate it. But then if we're able to make amends, or at least share again, maybe it's not our fault, but at least share how we're feeling.
Yes.
I think there's growth in that because your roots go a little deeper, right? Like you start to like really establish this relationship.
I would like to tap in here because my mind is exploding with all of the goodness, all of the importance of what you just shared. Couple of things. One, when you did approach her and say, hey, we should talk, for both of you, you were not seeing the situation correctly.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Listen. Lean in and listen to
ladies.
Every thought that is in your head is not always your own. The enemy hates relationship. He hates unity. He hates friendship. He hates women. He hates community. If the Lord desires unity and came to unify us, spirit, soul, body, mind, heart, as a church, as humankind, if the Lord is about unity, the enemy is about division. So you better believe that he is invested in getting you to give up on friendship, getting you to give up on community, getting you to give up on your marriage. He loves division. So we have to be lovers of unity. We're lovers of Jesus, so we love what he loves. And so I just think it's, again, just to bring it back, to kind of awaken us to this very real supernatural realm that we live in, but we are often unaware of. You brought it into the light, and the enemy thrives in darkness. So while you're divided and in the dark about what's going on with the other person, you're spinning out. You've created a narrative. She's mad at me. Now you're bringing up all the things she's ever done. I'm not trying to tell you what you did. So he loves to get in there and be like, yeah, she doesn't really care about you. She doesn't want to be close. She's not trustworthy. He has a vested interest in destroying your friendship and destroying your community. If you've been hurt in community, you're reticent. You're not you're hesitant to get into community again, but we have to try again because we love Jesus and Jesus loves unity. Amen. So we have to seek after unity.
Yeah. Thanks for watching our clip from the weekly visit. To watch the full conversation, head over to the member community linked down below.
We love visiting with you, so we'll see you there.